Samsung first released an Ultra phone in 2020, which is this, the S20 Ultra. This phone was the highest end phone people had seen at the time. It didn't just have a flagship chip in it, it also had unbelievable specs at the time, like the 100x periscope lens zoom, the 108 megapixel main sensor. Samsung was so focused on the camera, they actually permanently placed the text on the camera that says 100x space zoom, because you couldn't know by the amount of zoom it had. The front of the phone was also very impressive at the time and is still impressive till this day. It has a 6.9 inch 120Hz OLED screen, which is very impressive to look at and great to watch videos on. But there were some issues with the S20 Ultra regarding the autofocus, which has been improved by some software updates. And in my opinion, the autofocus is not that bad, but it's not as good as the S21 or the S22 Ultra. So Samsung had to make some improvements, and that brought about the S21 Ultra. The S21 Ultra is the perfect successor to the S20 Ultra. It improved on the autofocus problems the S20 Ultra had by using laser autofocus, and it makes it a lot more precise. It still has the same 100x space zoom, but the branding is gone and it takes better shots overall. Now I know the obvious question with this one, how did the back panel get so damaged? And for the first time, I didn't break this. I'm usually the one who breaks stuff at home, and I didn't break this one. It was actually my dad's fault. So whenever I break something next, I'll just bring this one up as a cover up. I'll talk about the main event in the main video for the S22 Ultra, but this just shows how durable this phone is, because it did take a really bad beating. And the front screen is undamaged, there are no scratches at all, just the back panel that got damaged. So that is a lot of durability for a phone. The screen is slightly smaller than that of the S20 Ultra at 6.8 inches instead of 6.9 inches. You barely notice the difference. The screen is also less curved, which is what I prefer. And on the S21 Ultra, you can have both Quad HD resolution and 120Hz on at the same time, which you couldn't with the S20 Ultra. And the screen has an adaptive refresh rate, so it can go down to about as 48Hz. So when you're watching movies or YouTube videos, it'll drop, saving your battery, which makes the battery overall more efficient than that of the S20 Ultra. The S21 Ultra does have support for the S Pen, but you have to buy that separately, and to be honest, you lose it anyway. And if you want to do the gestures, you need to buy the Ultimate S Pen, which has the Bluetooth S Pen, which will cost even more money, and you're even more likely to lose it than the one that goes inside the phone. Then there's the S22 Ultra, which I have reviewed on this channel. You can check out that video after watching this video. Don't click away from this video. This is the newest and seems to be the best of the bunch. It is a huge improvement compared to the original S20 Ultra. Even the design has really been improved, although I do prefer the design of the S21 Ultra to the S22, and I don't have to clean off so much dust from the cameras, and I do love this whole sloping into the side design. The S22 Ultra still has the same laser autofocus as the S21 Ultra, the same 100x zoom as the S21 Ultra, and to be honest, there isn't really that much, if any, of a difference between the cameras on these two phones. But it trumps it by the inclusion of the built-in S Pen. You don't have to buy one separately and buy a case to keep it. And this is supposed to replace the Note series because it's dead now. The S Pen works amazingly for writing notes and for gestures, which I will cover in another video. All these phones do have a 5000 mAh battery, which is great first of all, and has been improved over the years with the adaptive refresh rate. This isn't necessarily a comparison video for these three devices, it's just to show the evolution of Samsung's Ultra phones. I didn't add the Note 20 Ultra because firstly, I didn't have it, and I'm not going to buy a Note 20 Ultra just for one video. I mean, I can make a couple of videos with it, but it's really hard to find these days, especially in Brunei. But Samsung only released one, and the Note series is pretty much dead.